Hello students, myself Tabassum Sabri, your English teacher, and today I am going to start a new chapter in your grammar portion, and that is models. Chapter number 2. We have already discussed about tense. Okay? So, before starting this chapter, I want to tell you the definition of verb, kinds of verb, auxiliary verb, primary auxiliary. Okay? These are some terms which will be very helpful. Okay, first of all, I am going to tell you what is a verb. As we know that verb, all action words are known as verb. Okay, and verb, they are generally divided into some categories like transitive verb, intransitive verb, and ditransitive verb. Transitive verbs are those verbs in which both subject and object are present, and intransitive verbs are those verbs in which only subject is present without any object, and ditransitive verb are those verbs which are generally used with two objects, one direct object and one indirect object. Okay, so now I am going to tell you what are auxiliary verb in models. Auxiliary verb, they are also known as helping verb. Verbs which are used along with the main verb, they are known as auxiliary verb, or we can say helping verb. Auxiliary verb, they are generally divided into two broad categories, primary auxiliary and modal verbs. Primary auxiliary are those verbs which are generally used both as main and helping verb. And modal verbs, they are those verbs which are helper and that gives information about the verb that follows it. Okay, primary auxiliary verbs are be, have, do, and modal verbs are can, could, will, would, may, might, shall, should, must, dare, need. These are some auxiliary modal auxiliary verbs. Okay, now I am going to discuss all these models one by one. Okay, first of all, I want to tell you something about can. It is generally used to indicate ability, possibility, and permission. Ability, you can say capability or of a person. For example, we can take an example. Sita can dance very well. He can sing very well. He can drive very well. He can lift up that box without anybody's help. It shows his or her ability. Now possibility. Possibility, we can take an example. Anything can happen. Means anything is going to happen. It is a possibility. Now for permission, we can use you can go now. Suppose you will ask from any person, can I go? Then the response will be you can go now. Okay, in this form we can use this word for permission. Next, could. Could is the past form of can. Could is the past form of can, and it is generally used for permission and for conditional sentences. Conditional sentences are those sentences which are used for possibility. For example, in his childhood he could sing. It means when he was a child he could sing very well. In his childhood he could sing. Now he is a grown up, so in his childhood he could sing. Next, for polite requests you can also use could. Could, it is also used for polite request. For example, could you please tell me the way to the hotel? Could you please tell me the time? Could you please help me in lifting those books? Could you please borrow your book to me? Okay, these are some examples. Next example, if he had worked hard, he could have won the prize. This is a conditional sentence. Means there is a possibility. If he had worked hard, only then he could have won the prize. Okay. So what is the difference between can and may? Can, when we use can, when the things are in control, then can will be used, and may, when the things are out of control, then we will use may. Next, may. May, it is used as main verb. It is used to indicate possibility, taking permission, and for blessing. For possibility, we can take an example. It may rain today. It may rain today. Or it may rain tomorrow. And for permission, we can take another example. May I go out from this room? May I come in? Okay. For blessing, may God bless you. May you achieve very good marks in your exams. Like this. These are some sentences which we use for modal may. Now might. Might, it is the past form of may. So it is used to indicate the possibility which is least possible to happen. Means less chances to happen. For example, the teacher said that I might go. The teacher said that I might go. Because it is the past form of may. So there are less chances of this thing to be happen. That's why we use might instead of may. Now for must. Must, it is generally used along with infinitive without to. In what are infinitives? Infinitives are those combinations in which we use to plus first form of the verb. When we use to along with first form of the verb, then it is known as infinitive. But here, along with must, we are going to use infinitive without to. Okay, means only the basic form of verb we will use for possibility and rules. For example, we must obey the traffic rules. We must obey the traffic rules. You must wear black pants. You must wear black pants. Next example, he must have completed his work. He must have completed his work. Next, ought to. Ought to. OUGHT-TO2. Ought to. It means chahiye. It is generally used as a main verb for duties and moral values. When we are talking about moral values and duties, then we generally use ought to. Okay. For example, you ought to be disciplined. You ought to be disciplined. Next, dare. Dare means sahas karna. It means fearlessness and probability. For example, you dare not fight with him. Next example, how dare you touch this book? Okay. Next, need. It is another model. It is used to indicate want plus duty in negative and interrogative sentences. Means when we are using sentences showing want and duty in negative and interrogative sentences, then we always use need. For example, they need shelter. Next, you need not talk to him. Next, do you need to go there? These are some examples which are used along with the modal need. Here we use need not as negative sentence. And do you need? Here we use as interrogative sentences. Next, we are going to discuss about another model, and that is used to, USEDTO2, used to. It means habitual. Used to means habitual. It indicates a habit continuing from the past. It indicates a habit continuing from the past. For example, I am used to eat this since childhood. Means when I was a child, I used to do this thing. I was habitual of doing this thing again and again when I was a child. The meaning of this sentence. Okay. Next, should. Should, it is the past form of shall. Shall we always use as future tense. So, should, it is a past form of shall and it is used to indicate duty and advice. For example, mother said that we should fight. Mother said that we should fight. Or we can say, we should not cut green trees, we should save our environments, we should respect our parents, etc. Now next model, would. We are going to discuss next model, and that is would. Would, it is the past form of will, and will, it is always used with invitation, future tense, etc. And would, it is the past form of will. When we are going to indicate future tense, then we always use will. And would, it is the past form of will. And would, it is used to indicate request, repeated action, and conditional mood. Conditional mood, it means if or whether. Okay. So, for example, he said that he would accompany me. He said that he would accompany me. He said means it is a past form. Next example, would you help me in completing this work? Means it is a polite request. If someone requests you, would you please help me in completing this work? Okay. Would you help me in completing this work? Then, if I had enough money, I would buy a drum set. It is a conditional mood. Means it is a conditional sentence. Means when we are using if or whether, okay, then it is a conditional mood. If I had money means if I will be able to have money, only then I will be able to buy a drum set. So here in past tense we can say if I had money. If a person had money, then he would buy a drum set. Next, repetitive action in the past. When my cousins lived in Canada, we would visit them every winter. So at last I want to say, Dad said he would buy me new shoes. No. Thank you, students.